as we can see here, standing in a safe zone, which means I can slow down time. So let's use this to see where Tendon Cutter goes. First left, then right, and then back to the original location. So knowing that we first go left, and then right, we now know this, which means if I want to go to DK grabs, for example, right here, I would have to first aim right when I cast it, then left after the first jump, and then backwards at the end. I'm gonna try to do that now. First right, then left, and then backwards. If you want to get away from someone, it is actually left, right, left. I'm gonna do it one more time. Didn't get behind him, but I still hit him. Now the opposite way again. See, that was a good one. Left, right, left, went away. And right, left, left, went towards someone. So the reason why Tendon Cutter is such a strong skill, in my opinion, one, it gives you super armor. Unless you have incredibly unlucky desync, you'll not be able to get CC'd in it. And if you know how to move it right, which we've just learned, then you can both get to people and away from people. And you'll also be hard to target for a grab. If someone is trying to grab you, it's going to be hard for them. But let's see it in a combo, for example. The combo I use is the one that is on our Discord, on the Kuno settings, guide at the very top. And it consists of blending the CC with Tendon Cutter. Then I shadow/left. I use Smoke Bomb. And with this, I cancel my Shadow Stomp. And then I do the shadow/left again. Because if you use shadow/left before using Fatal Blow combo, you will have a faster Fatal Blow speed, like animation speed up. And if you then use Ankle Cutter, that one is going to be sped up too. Which means you're going to get a shit ton of skills that actually do decent damage very fast in a row. So let's see what it looks like. So let me E-buff to make up for the AP I'm missing. That's a combo. I might have had E-buff, but that's a combo with 162, 172 AP against a full Tet Boss Armor Ranger with Uriguns. What you want to do after the combo, you can do a few things, in my opinion. You can both insta-grab, or you can do the combo that I use. I recommend using it if you see the target getting CC'd, because even if it's desync, you're gonna go from Superarmor in this, insta-Superarmor from your smoke screen, as you can see. And Smoke Screen allows you to cancel Shadow Stomp just like throwing a kunai. So you'll actually be in almost full Super Armor until you cast your Shadow Stomp. And if it lands, if it's not desync or anything like that, then he will most likely be knocked down, and then you can do the rest of the combo. Another nice thing to know is that, for example, when you're fighting uphill, downhill, and you dash. Okay, bad example. When you dash, your character will if I do it this here then. Your character will fall. You see that falling animation it had? That can actually get you killed sometimes. So I recommend if you're going down a ledge, going down a steep mountain or something, very steep, I recommend always using Half Moon Slash, like this. It allows you to not get into that falling animation, and you can instantly dash after you land. If I didn't do it and I just dashed down and got the animation, it kind of bugs out your character and you'll have to sprint a bit before you can use another skill. So when you're falling down from places, for example in Arena of Arsha, and you're standing on the bridge and you're jumping down, always do Half Moon Slash left. Because it allows you to not have the falling animation. Here I'm gonna show some of the lingering super armors you can use as Kuno. One comes from your spin, where you will, like after your spin, you will just linger in it. Don't use any other skill, like this. See how I couldn't get CC'd there? This also works with Flow Wrath, like this. In all that time, you're in super armor, and you will not be able to get CC'd by anyone. You can use this to bait in people. Meiwas Muses, for example. They think you're like derping or not doing anything, but you're actually lingering in the super armor. This also works with Delighted Blast, which will let you stay in super armor when you're sitting down afterwards, like this. I was immune to CC there, even though it was a bit after I cast the skill. The second one is you can also linger in Lunar Dash. It's a frontal block you can linger in, and I'm gonna show you that now. See, I was just waiting in it, and I also blocked Lion's regeneration after his Elven Rage. And you can actually stay in that for super long. And if my DP wasn't 260 and it got 2-shot by Lion Skills, I could also do or follow up with Chakram Rise and still be in frontal block, for a super long time. Do not recommend this too often though, because most people will just insta grab you if you're camping right in front of them. There's another frontal block that is nice to know, and it actually goes from Awakening to Non-Awakening. When you swap while walking forward with Awakening out, swapping to Non-Awakening, you will actually frontal block as well. This was actually a thing I did not know about for a while. But knowing it is actually super important. It works from Non-Awakening to an Awakening too. The Non-Awakening to Awakening I knew about always, but I never knew about the Awakening to Non-Awakening, because a lot of other classes don't have it that way around. And I actually did not expect Kuno to have it, because when you swap in any other way, you will not have that same frontal guard when you swap to Non-Awakening. But when you just casually walk forward, press C, this, you will have the frontal guard, which is nice. Now I'm gonna show use mouse movements. Only reason to really use mouse movement on Kuno is for Lunatic Discus, because you cannot turn it without your use mouse movements. And you can also trick your opponents by turning it with use mouse movements, because it also turns your frontal block. But now I'm gonna show Lion dashing around me, and I'm gonna turn my discus to actually hit him while he's dashing around me. It's gonna be a little bit cringe, but I'm gonna show you this time by missing on purpose. I hit him even though I cast it forwards. And this always works. With always works. I mean, you will always turn your frontal block with it. You will always hit your opponent with it. It is super nice when you're out of super armor, you're out of frontal block skills to use. This one is actually good, because people will not expect you to actually turn it. Let's say you're against a Meiwa or a Mystic, or like any class almost. Okay, maybe not a Mystic, because fuck Mystic. But any class that dashes around and wants to grab on you, the best thing is to always stay in super armor or frontal block against them. Like a passive Kuno is actually able to be super strong and hard to kill just because of this fact. Like if someone dashes around you and is about to attack, you can stay in super armor, go for knockdown. If you don't hit anything, you can legit just continue it. And if all of this shit fails, you should peace out by either block jumping away into Lunar Dash, And that's like a lot of ground covered. Or you can also just walk backwards, and if they come towards you, just use whatever skill you have available to Superarmor again. I'm gonna show you some examples while fighting Lion in a second. I'm basically gonna do a mock battle against Lion. I've told him not to use bow skills, because his bow skills are super strong, and I won't be able to show you what I'm about to show you. But this is how I usually fight most players. I try to go for CC, I linger in my super armors. I finally died, but look how long I could survive against Lion, and even CC him a few times, just because he's simply unable to CC me through all my super armors and frontal blocks. Then again, with all of his gear on and with his bow, he would like legit destroy me and in my frontal block. Not only because my gear is low, but also because Lion is super good and has super like high AP. But this works against, like, he could have insta-grabbed me a few times there, I know that. But against most classes, they're gonna, when they go in on you, they're gonna try to grab instantly. If you manage to go step away from that and make them waste it, you'll be able to survive against them for super long and even be able to beat them if you have enough AP to CC them, or to have enough AP to kill them from a CC. Now, for movement speed, mobility combos, whatever you want to call it, there's two things you should do, in my opinion, when you fight. Both when you fight and when you move around on the battlefield. But honestly, when you fight is the most important. Like, when you feel you are out of cooldowns, out of skills, you're not like able to do much other than like back off and take a chiller. What I recommend is always having your Lunar Dash up. I mean, it has a super short cooldown already, but it covers a lot of distance, and especially if you know how to do it properly. So let's say Lion and I are fighting, and I have no block left, he broke it, and I have no skills left to actually like go against him. I always recommend like dashing away, swapping, and then continuing straight into a Ghost Greeting and Ghost Step combined forwards. It isn't protected, but you will cover so much ground that I don't think you'll be, well, not I don't think, but I know you won't get CC'd unless you're against multiple people that will run you down, or a Mystic, but you know. Not only to run away, but also to engage people, especially rangers or DKs that like to keep range against you. I always find it super nice to be able to insta Lunar Dash into like Lunatic Discus, because you can instantly follow it up with a CC, and then they're CC'd. But a skill you should use a lot when fighting, both for like getting closer to your targets, following them, escaping around. Definitely Lunar Dash. You can also use Lunar Dash to Frontal Block, even without hitting anyone. Even without hitting with the actual slash, you will still have a Frontal Block. This didn't used to work, but it does now. They fixed it a few patches ago. You used to be able to get CC during this, but it works now, so it's actually nice they fixed this. So you can use Lunar Dash both to get towards someone, a ranged class, like DK using Shift E on you, or a ranger using a skill like Elven Rage or Q Cancel, since they made the first Q Cancel and Knockdown now. Or you can also just use it to back off, with combined with like a turned Tendon Cutter. You'll gain a lot of distance between you and your opponent. Sorry. I almost can't even see him anymore. As for combos, there's like an endless amount of combos you can do. Kuno is very freestyle when it comes to combos. I mean, there are some combos that are better than others. What I recommend though is never engage. Not only I recommend, just don't do it. Never engage with a knockdown. If you run into someone, or if you invis engage someone and you instantly knock them down, you're never gonna be able to kill them unless they legit are in gathering suit. Because you don't have any down smashes. You only have a grab that will allow you to do only a few skills. So if you engage with a knockdown, you're not gonna be able to kill them. I recommend when you fight someone, or if you engage with invis, always attempt to hit either your chain crash, this one, or your spin first. Because both of them are stun and stiffness. Okay. Technical difficulties. I recommend for a combo, if there's no one behind you, let's say you're invis, you come from the back, the enemies make sure they have no one behind you, because else this combo will get you CC'd and killed very fast. What I recommend, either engaging with your spin or your chain crash. I usually do chain crash first for extra damage. Always engage in groups from behind, making sure there's no one behind me, because there's a lot of frontal guards in this combo. But I engage with chain crash into lethal spin, and then after these two you have two options. You can either do Delighted Blast into Dance Macabre like this. Both of these have Superarmor. However, Dance Macabre Superarmor is a bit wonky, so I don't really know if it counts as a Superarmor, but they both have Superarmor anyways. So this one is the safer one. But the one I feel like is better, simply because it has air attack and it has 100% crit chance and 30% accuracy rate, is Reel of Wrath and the Flow Indignation. So what your combo will look like when you engage from invis will be something like this. Lion died here, and he's AFK, so he cannot respawn, but let's say he hadn't died. And he had survived, and the group you engage on didn't die after this. I recommend, always, especially now since the JIN Skills came out, after doing this, I recommend using Tendon Cutter and legit piecing with all the skills you can. Whatever you can escape with. You can also, with Rabam skills soon, after doing this, you can instantly go into invis. You can also, when you engage, like this, insta block jump, turn around, and Lunar Dash away. And you're gonna be super far away. As long as you're not against a Mystic or a Striker that can Shift F and instantly follow you, you will almost never get caught in this. And if you do, you're gonna be so far away that unless it's someone who can insta-grab and one-shot you, you will be safe 90% of the time. Something I also really like a lot on Kuno, especially if you're running AP Kuno. I mean, my AP is trash, but if you're running from 230 to 250 plus, doing your ult with your E-buff on, when I say ult, I mean the 100% in Awakening, it will actually do massive damage. I'm gonna show a few clips in a second where I legit annihilate groups of people with only 224 AP. And these are people I know are geared. People in this clip are all full tet. Some are even more. Some are running Sizzle, Centaur, and they still die.
Ninja player, you think you're Hokage or some shit? Look, I'm face tanking in your face, kid. face tanking in your face. Nice damage. Oh! Actually, that guy did massive damage with the ult, actually. Yeah. Interesting.
I don't have a lot of AP, so this will not be as strong as it would if I did. But imagine double my AP. Okay, maybe not double, but imagine 240, 250 AP. This will nuke people. You see, with this trash AP, without any buffs, without my E buff, without set buff, without anything, I almost killed Lion. In only this. You can also consume it for the 30 AP, but with high enough AP, I do not recommend consuming it. If you're fighting intense 1v1, I recommend locking it until you land a stun, then you insta-unlock it. Like, let's say I have it locked, right? I use my skills, blah blah blah. I insta-land a CC on Lion, insta-unlock it, and insta-ulting. You're gonna win the fight 90% of the time. It might sound like a cheeser strat like warrior grab ulting, or like, yeah, wizard grab ulting. It is a cheese strat like that, but it is super effective and it will destroy your opponents if you do it right. There's so many things to know about Kuno that are all... It's stuff you have to learn by yourself or watch people do it. It's hard to explain what to do when and why. The only thing I can say against most targets, most matchups, spamming Superarmors, like never-ending Superarmor rotations. Do this, and you will very rarely get CC'd, and if you have AP, you will also outtrade your opponent. I sadly don't have many clips where I do this against other people, but I can tell you, if you do it right, if you have the gear that matches your opponent, you will either win trades, land a CC and kill your opponent, or simply just come out of the trade even. However, as I was about to say before, there's a few exceptions to this. I do not recommend to do this against warriors and Valkyries, because they have lingering super armor both, and they will not lose trades against you if you do this type of playstyle. I do not recommend using it against high AP rangers or DKs, because their range skills will destroy you while you're camping your super armor. For example, let me just test against Lion here. Let's say I'm camping my super armors, I'm gonna be insta dead. I'm gonna do a quick fight against the ninja to show you how, unless he insta grabs me, which is a possibility, so I have to take care of that. But how I super armor a lot, and I try my best to not get CC'd by him. Oh, CC. If I had gear now, he would be dead. Camping in super armor, creating distance. He's doing the same actually, which is super good. Again CC'd. With AP here, I would most likely have killed him. Again CC'd. Oh, I fucked up there. I didn't jump far enough away. That was my bad. But as you see, with normal AP, I would have won that duel 3 to 4 times. Then again, I didn't really do any combos after I CC'd him. But that's mostly because I know I cannot kill him if I CC him. So this is like a testing fight. I'm gonna do one fight against DK Grabs when one of my friends who has soft cap AP, 253 AP. Keep in mind, I have very poor DP, so I should get completely trashed. But because I know the matchup, because I know how to play against it, I can outlive for a super long time and maybe even win. I'm gonna make up for my trash AP with set buff and buff. He's gonna use Shift E. Gonna block some of it. Wait until the DK stands still. Block jump. Wasn't enough in my case. Camp your block. Dash when he uses range skills. Frontal block when he uses range skills. Wait for him to use range skills again. When he uses Shift E, I'm gonna engage. Wait, distance. I should have killed him there if I had the right if I had the right AP and gear, I would have killed him there. Dodge range skills. When he comes close, try to Superarmor rotation and CC him with that. Like here, for example. He messed up by using a skill that wasn't protected. Punished. Hide from the range skill so your frontal block won't get murdered. Stand still, you jump to him. Wait, what happened? Wait, did he leave the arena, that little bitch? God damn it. But there you see. You dash away when they try to break your block. You block jump to also to negate damage off your block. More importantly, when they stand, like they're always gonna, let me rephrase, many DKs are gonna charge into you with their many DKs are gonna charge into you with their F Twilight Dash and instantly stand still after, and thus you have your openings. And you can respond to almost all of their attacks. With gear, since DKs are squishy, you need 1 CC to kill them. And DKs are actually quite easy to CC if you know what to do. Like you see me doing some of the times here. I played DK myself, I know how it works. I know when Raedric is about to stand still and use the still standing skill, and I instantly go on him. Dash his second cast. Gonna go close. I know this. Gonna play careful. Instantly engage on it. Lag, 'cause why not? Combo. Get distance. He's gonna cast Shift E in a second. We're gonna go in when he does. And with gear, anyone would be dead there. That's how you fight many DKs. Many DKs will, like, DKs all play differently, but they all share the same, let me say, route. They will try to break your block, they will go in, you will respawn with the Superarmor, your block will still be a bit up, so if your Superarmor skill does not CC them, you will instantly after use a Frontal Block skill, which will still have half of the duration left, and thus you will be able to tank their next attack. And if all of this fails, you peace out, you go for when you know they're gonna stand still with an attack. This could be Spirit Legacy, this could be Spirit Hunt, this could be even Shift E, for example. You insta respond to it with any fast CC you have. And because DKs are so squishy, they will die super fucking fast. Kuno is super strong against DK unless you are vastly outgeared and any skill they do will almost destroy you. Then you cannot win. But like you saw my AP, and I can actually one combo Raydrick easy if I have all my skills up.